Hello.
Hey,
how is it going?
Oh,
Jinx.
Jar Jar Jinx. We ran into this live. I feel like my hair, I haven't even fixed my hair yet.
Welcome, everybody.
Yes.
Grant, Ash.
Fuzzy, Zach's here. You know what? I was going to wear my new shirt. I was at least going to bring it up.
Which one?
It's chilly up here.
Spirit Jersey?
I did wear this. This is a new one. You can't see it.
Dano.
Can you see it? It's a...
Oh, Ash.
Dumbo. Oh, Ash is here. No, well... I don't know if he's in here yet, but we got a wonderful care package. Last live, we were talking about our friend Jason over at New Hope Workshop and how he had cosplayed as Guy Marati instead of Vi Marati for Celebration. And he sent us like stickers and shirts. It was really cool. We got them in the mail today. We're like, look, it is chilly up here. So the Spirit jersey wins. Thanks. We got lots of people in here.
Yeah.
We are.
So
really?
Anybody else in chat, if you are getting prepared for a trip, a con, like that con crunch, like this, people talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, but it is that crunch time before some big event that you're, the pressures are our own, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like we don't have to do anything, but it's like, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to get this ready. I want to have this ready. And, just getting it prepared.
On top of work and our normal lives and our normal jobs and all of these things. And then Star Cruiser goes and just drops this massive discount yesterday.
Another one. You called it.
Can you hear the exhaustion in my voice? My voice is just like, I'm tired of talking at this point. I absolutely love everybody at Star Cruiser, like on the phone lines. But I've been on the phone with them in between work calls and Star Cruiser calls nonstop for the last 2 days. I'm tired of hearing myself talk, so we should definitely go live.
So, Zach, this is the thing, Dano, is I felt like we were...
Oh, man, we were
getting it from the very beginning. And I mean, I guess we could kind of talk about that. You planned to make your costumes.
Yeah, high hopes.
And I was more of I'm going to get some stuff and, cut off the sleeves or add some sleeve, just modify it a little bit. We completely switched. And I pick up the new hobby of learning how to sew.
And you're so good at it.
But it's one of those things that I think I was so nervous. Like,
you were so nervous.
Oh my gosh.
I won't keep going.
But making a pattern, because they don't have too many patterns of like designs that you would want for like a Star Wars themed costume, but making a pattern,
right? Like, you didn't just learn to sew, you learned how to pattern, you learned how to sew, you learned how to alter.
So it was one of those things, like learning how to pattern it and make sure it fits me. So I like made many of shirts, many of jackets, or covers of muslin.
I cannot tell you how many yards of muslin we've purchased in like the last 2 months.
It's good stuff.
We even bought like a rolling rack, like a rolling hanger rack to keep in what used to be our dining room is now our sewing room.
Yeah.
To hang up all of our costumes, because we didn't have anywhere to like hang them up when we were working on them. It's consumed right now. I know. It's going to be weird afterwards. We're like, well, now what do we do? Oh, for sure. And that's why I had gotten back into sewing. I took sewing classes like as a kid, and I would sew every once in a while. And then once we started having kids, costumes, right? Like Halloween costumes. And so I would make those, and then I would make our costumes, like pieces of our costumes. And then with this one, you sat me down. You were like, dude, you're not going to have time to sit there and like pattern and make all of your stuff let me do that for my own costumes. And so I've just bought things for the most part and just modified like little bits here and there.
Yeah.
And I did sew I've sewn 2 things. I had that little cowl thing that I made, but I sewed a skirt the other night. And we had bevies that night. I don't know how that skirt came out looking as good as it did, but it's fairly straight and I'm happy about that. The drop on this trip is going to be 100 times worse. It's going to be, it's almost like getting married. Like you're planning something and you like plan for people to be there and all of these things, and it all happens in one day and then it's over and you're like, now what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was like something that we talked about.
Do you want to talk about that?
It was, you know, we're going to be on
Heroes of the Halcyon. We're going to be
their next episode.
Yep.
And it was kind of just like the preparation for the trip. And going to this one almost feels like going that first time. Like there's just that excitement to like what we're going to get to, what we're going to see, and or you know what we're going to experience. So it very much does feel like that first time. Like you're just, you know, kind of nervous. Like, what is it going to be? How's it going to be?
Are people going to like me? Are we going to get along? Dana is on the episode too. And I think that's really what I'm just like in a tailspin this week with Star Cruiser. I obsess about Star Cruiser all the time, but like this week specifically, I'm just like, I cannot focus on a single thing. And I think sitting down and having the conversation with Dano and Heroes to record that and really like getting into the prep and what we've done and what we need to do and like the excitement leading up to it.
It was actually the listing of it, kind of like, oh crap, I need to do these things.
And then when was it? Monday night. That's when I made that skirt. And I was like, okay, I made the skirt. Like, I think I'm in a good spot. I need to make these 5 more things in the next 7 days. I got this. Amazing. The next morning that Star Cruiser Disney Visa discount drops. And I was just like, why did I say anything? But thank goodness it happened this week, because what if it had happened next Tuesday? Could you imagine?
Oh man.
So everything for a reason. I'm super happy about it. People are saving like stupid amounts of money on Star Cruiser now.
It's great. I mean, I think that's all it's going to lead to people that were on the fence to make that jump.
Yeah. So I'm seeing, well, most of what I've been doing is like rebooking people under the new discount. There's some people, I had one that wanted to go. I booked them November. They said, you know what? Can we move up to October? I got you, no problem. October like 22nd or something was their voyage date. Discount drops. Can you move us to June 2nd? So they had 6 months of time to get ready for this trip. And they shortened that to 5 weeks today. I moved them today. I was like, get ready. I hope you're ready. Tell me what you want for your 60-day marks, because you're well within that. It's just wild.
I think the worst thing I did was take on making a short film.
Oh yeah, you made that short film for your character background. That was good. And there's so many. So that's the other thing about this voyage is there's so many people doing so many extra things, because either it's their second voyage or just because of the nature of it being like the May 4th voyage, and that we've got like a large group going. People want to do more, and they're like, Star Cruiser, that's not enough. Let's do these extra
that's the thing that like we were talking about is Star Cruiser itself is nonstop. Just that. But the little things that everybody's like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like just little bitty, like not even events, but just like
giveaways,
little things that they want to do, like little puzzles and little, you know, go find this type of things. There's going to be a lot of things going on.
I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it to see. Those are things that are going to happen on the ship this one time, and they won't happen again, right?
Yeah.
Like not in this way. So I'm really excited to see all of those things. But I'm like, I can't hardly do the things I have to do for this trip, which is like clothe myself.
Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to go beyond this? And we do have a few things like up our sleeves that we're gonna do, but nothing to the scale of like building out these completely like secret like after hours missions, or like crocheting these little like sea whales or space whales and porgs to hide. Like, incredible.
Yeah.
Oh man. May or not be bringing something Betty Bantha related. Oh my God. Is it a empty gallon that I can fill on my way out?
Is the May 4th voyage a full ship?
It's not completely sold out yet. There's some room. If you want to come hang with us, let me know. Right? The one that's putting on that secret after hours mission was like, oh, by the way, I crocheted a couple of space whales for you to find. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm just so impressed. Like,
Yeah.
oh man. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Like I said, I made the mistake of saying, oh, I've got 7 days to start and finish these like 5 extra costume pieces. Plenty of time.
Yeah.
And I have barely left my desk in the last like 48 hours.
I mean, it's one of those like good, bad things, right?
Yeah. No, it's great. I absolutely love it. I love Zach. Let's give some context to Zach's comment about Betty Bantha and her bricks. When was it? Was it around Christmas time? We did a fantasy draft over on Thank the Maker, and I was invited to be the I guess like the team mom. I was the representative of the Patreon, the patrons over there. And did y'all, I don't think you called me Betty Bantha. I think y'all called me Mom Mashma. But the team name was Rick's Bricks from Andor. So hitting you up for an early Christmas trip, depending on flights. Oh man, that'd be fun. If not, if Christmas doesn't work, we're working on making this an annual thing and doing Star Wars Day up big in a big way. Now the thing that's gonna trip us up.
Well, no. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you do yours.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm gonna let you finish.
What we saw whenever they released the October dates is that they're only doing them on the weekends now, right? We know there's no celebration for 2024, so there's a gap. There's money in people's wallets that have set aside for celebration that they can now go do Star Cruiser. But I haven't looked at the calendar for 2024. May 4th, I mean, it should fall on a Saturday, I think. So it should actually be perfect. But
if it's not,
if they change the schedules, we got to figure that out.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
But the one thing I'm going to say about May 4th.
Yes. Oh, no. Don't say it.
East is getting everything.
West is getting everything.
West, I mean.
East is
West,
getting
West is getting
nothing.
everything.
Nothing. You know what?
It is so, it's so like deflating. Like it's not even like.
It's laughable at this point. It's like
it's not even. It's like if you said, oh, okay, you're getting like, you're not getting anything.
We get
nothing that West is getting.
We get a cupcake with a Darth Vader chocolate on it. We get.
I'm silent. I'm silent.
We get red and blue churros that are supposed to look like lightsabers that we get all the time. The Wookiee cookie. The fact that they're promoting the Wookiee cookie. You can go right now and get it.
Yeah.
You could go 6 months ago and get it. Like, it's laughable that they stop, Dano. Zach, just because West and Best rhyme does not mean that it is true.
Right now, I am seeing all that stuff, the food and stuff. It's upsetting to me.
It really is.
Like, I feel betrayed by East.
The blue milk. The blue milk. Did you see that?
Yeah. I'm
Why
just
can't
talking
they
like
just throw a couple extra ingredients in our blue milk and
there was
be like,
so much things. Like it's. I'm. You offended me. East has offended me. I don't talk to me right now because it's so upsetting. It
I'll
really
see you
is.
next week.
Yeah. Be ready.
I'm gonna be side-eyeing you, but I'm mad at you. Thanks, Dano. What a guy. Ooh, yes.
We were right in the middle, Zach.
You know what, Navi? I think you're the only one I've had with a service animal in terms of clients. But yes, I will absolutely send them your way because you like crushed it. Aren't you closer to west? East equals least. Don't say that. We're smack dab in the middle. We're in Texas. We take up all of the middle of the United States. There's California on our left and Florida on our right, and that's about it.
So,
yeah, that was incredibly disappointing. Even the merch that they dropped, the merch news they dropped, it's not exciting to me. The stand is cool, but we had like a big long debate about it in our group chat about it because we're like, wait, is the stand lighting up? Are they going to read the kyber crystals in there? And then we're like, probably not.
Yeah, it's probably just
we were literally trying to break down like the mechanics of like, well, how could it work? Could it point in this direction? Where's the RFID? Where's the reader?
I think it's a better stand than.
It's okay.
Well, they didn't have anything
They don't
before.
have any stands. Yeah. And they have like little kyber crystals, like a display for your kyber crystals at least now. But I feel like there's really cool ones out there that other people have made.
That this is like a little too late type of thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm feeling whelmed. Feeling very whelmed by it's gonna be a $55 stand. Right, yeah. If you're gonna display your stands, you've already figured out a way to do it. You need to make Disneyland our more common destination now. I mean, if we didn't have annual passes.
Yeah.
And nonstop flights. Those are really nice. And Star Cruiser. Star Cruiser is also another.
Again, right now
I know.
I'm very like I'm hurt, just offended because they didn't give anything.
Nothing. Like nothing. Not even like, hey, we're gonna have a special character come out.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
So. That to me it's very disappointing.
Yeah, Bad Batch Mama's in here. I was sending her some selfies of me earlier. We were talking about Roosevelt shirts, and she was like, "They're like, how did the women's cut fit versus the men's cut?" And I was like, "Oh, I forget what I had told you initially, but then I tried them on. I was like, oh, actually, no, these actually you should." If you want to wear like a medium in men's, you're probably a medium in women's still, I think. West will not have a Star Cruiser party, but they do have Star Wars night on May 4th. We don't. East doesn't even get Star Wars nights.
Again, it's just.
Womp womp. Yeah, I don't know.
But this Friday.
What is this Friday?
Jedi Survivor.
Oh, it's Friday?
And Return of the Jedi comes back out. So who's going to be watching it? Who's going to go watch it in theaters?
Not me. Are we? Are we going?
I don't know. I kind of want to go.
I'll go with you.
So kind of want to see it on the big screen.
We have plenty of time this weekend. We have nothing else to do. I do love going to the movies, though.
Yeah.
Something about it. We never do
see
it
some
anymore.
Ewoks.
It'd be fun. I'd be down for it. Let's see how the next 2 days go.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yes, lots of news came out about the merch, about the food for May the 4th.
Sunday at 3.
Thursday night for Survivor. Oh, he's already got plans. Look at you go. Dano, how are you doing with your crunch for the trip? He's wild. He likes to take red-eye flights.
It's wild man right there. See, I need to download it too because it's supposed to be a huge. Right now, everybody's like, I'm seeing they've got the pre-release or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're loving the game.
That's what I heard.
Like they're loving the game. So I was like, oh man, I'm so excited for it, but then bummed that I'm not gonna have time to just commit to it.
Yeah. That is the problem with planning a big Star Wars party on Star Wars Day.
But I could see why
that's when all the things happen.
I could see why they pushed it back to right now, because it could be something where
136 gigs.
It's crazy. And that's, I think it's, if you buy the game itself, you still have to download a huge file.
Like if you buy a physical copy, can you still buy physical
you
copies?
You could buy, they still have it, but you still have to basically download the whole thing.
My brain literally cannot compute that. Do you remember our first iPhones had 8 gigs? 8 gigs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
Well,
I remember getting like a terabyte. Do you remember?
So let's go down this memory lane. I just saw
literal memory lane. No, it's a never mind.
So like the new, it was basically I'm watching like photography and like hardware stuff for cameras and stuff.
Okay.
The guy showed this new 1 terabyte. It's an SD card, 1 terabyte.
Like a standard SD card.
Yeah, not the micro, not the mini. It's just the standard SD card, 1 terabyte.
1 terabyte.
And I'm like, remember back in the day when it was like an 8 gig?
It was like a novel.
Like these big, huge ones?
They were like literally looked like a book.
Yeah.
I remember when we got our first like 1 terabyte hard drive and we're like, we'll never fill this up. We'll never fill it up. Oh, man.
Yeah. Talking about megabytes, right?
My laptop in college had 12 gigs. I filled it up with episodes of Family Guy off LiveWire. That's just... You must be our age because all of those things ring very true.
You know what I hated? Like when you would download something and it would have like the watermark or it would have the DJ whatever.
I never downloaded videos. It was always songs. But yeah, you could tell it was like ripped from the radio. Yeah. And you'd be like, God, no, I wanted a clean one. Oh my gosh. The disc effectively does nothing. Well, that's cool. All those extra gigs. Uh-oh. Did you lose us? Oh no, are we gone? Can anybody see us? Nope, we're frozen.
No, we're frozen.
Oh, hold on. No. We're back. Okay, we're back.
Okay, hold on. I think we're on a delay.
Hold on. We're making sure. I'm going to hold my thumbs up so I can tell. Everybody's saying we're back. We're good. Okay, we're good. Are we on a super delay?
I don't know.
If you can hear me right now, type 12 in the chat.
Dano.
Okay, see, we're not on a delay. Has 2 thumbs and a zillion costumes to finish.
It's because Mom picked up the phone. Like, get off the phone.
God.
Cutting our internet out. We were talking about old times.
She needed to call her,
her
friend. Okay, we're back. So we haven't even addressed this yet. I ran out of AOL 3 minutes. We were talking about this recently. It's like when we used to get all those discs, I would tape them to my ceiling, and I had just my ceiling covered in those discs because you would have like
when you needed a new hour.
Oh man. But we didn't talk about it. I was at Disney last week.
Yeah.
For a good amount of time. I was there Monday, got home late Thursday, and most of that time was in training. It was fun. It was not something that I was very fortunate. I got selected to go do this like agent education program, but they put us up at a nice resort. We got to go tour all the nice resorts and like the newly refurbished ones and got to learn about why they're refurbishing things to the way they're doing it and like some of the, not really secrets, but things that you don't necessarily think about. At resorts like a deluxe studio at one resort might be the same size as like, it might be a 1 bedroom and it's the size of 2 standard rooms, but a 1 bedroom is like 50% bigger than that room, than a deluxe studio. So it was just like really interesting, like nerd things for me.
Yeah, I think that was the part when you were telling me that was really cool. That and like Disney's marketing strategy for
like
marketing themselves. And
so they shared some stuff with us that like we can't talk about, but like shared their basic marketing strategy, the things that they're covering now, their evergreen stuff that they're covering, like the different campaigns, who they're marketing to and why they market to these people, and how we can use that to like market to ours. But it was funny because I was like I was the Star Wars nerd.
So, you look like a Star Wars nerd.
So they had everybody go through and we did like really short introductions, like what's your name, where are you from, how long have you been an agent, when was the last time you were at Disney, what's a character you identify with. And I was like, well, I need to pick something Star Wars because that's just like, you know, that's pretty much my whole personality. I didn't want to say like Captain Kevin because nobody was going to know. But I went with Princess Leia, and I was like, I really like Star. Everybody else was like Moana, which was really good because they're like, she likes to travel and explore and she's not afraid and all these things. Or Mickey or Minnie, like the basics, right? And I was like, Princess Leia. And they're like, oh yeah, why? I was like, because she doesn't need rescuing. Like she just goes and does things, and she stands up for what's right, whatever. But like literally everybody else picked like Disney stuff, and I was the only one that was like, I like Star Wars. And then there was one morning, we got to spend the morning on it too. I was so excited when they showed us the agenda. It was like, they're going to let us into the park before any other guests. So we had to get up super, super early in the morning and be ready. We had to be ready at our resort by 6:45 so that we could take the bus to be there before anybody else. They let us in before anybody else. They gave us like 5 or 10 minutes in Hollywood Studios. It was empty, like completely empty behind us. And we got to take fun pictures and do all these things. And then they let everybody else in. But then they walked us back to Batu, and we got to have this private breakfast at Docking Bay 7. But as we're going through, like, I'm the one that's like, oh, there's nobody here. Let me get pictures of this. Let me get footage of this. And I'm just like running around and like bebopping all over the place. And people are trying food and they're like, what is this? I'm like, oh, that's blue milk. It's going to be a little more fruity. And they're like, but what's that one? I'm like, that's the green milk. It's more floral. You could try mixing the two, but it's not the same as what you get at the blue milk stand, because the milk stand is a little frostier, but they don't have frozen stuff here. And then they're like, what's that purple thing? I'm like, that's actually something they serve on Star Cruiser. And like, nobody else cared. But I was just like, I was so in my element that day. It was great.
It's awesome. Yes, thank you, Nate.
Oh, thank you.
Give a little thumbs up.
Thumbs up. The question killing me is, what gave you food poisoning? It was nothing I ate in the parks. It was a culmination of many bad decisions on my part. So you're safe to eat in the parks. Just maybe don't take a whole water bottle of blue milk to go and carrying it around for a few hours. Don't go visit Oga's at 9:30 in the morning. Don't then go have coffee at Katsaka's Kettle. And then go eat lunch and then go get on Tower of Terror and Rise of the Resistance. I think all of those things is what took me out.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But yes, it was not Disney. It was, nothing that you can get in the parks is what gave me food poisoning. It was just me being ridiculous. I didn't get to ride Tron on this trip. I did not. Nate sent me. He was like, oh, you don't have one of these yet? It was basically like a salt rim for margaritas, but it's tahini. Oh. I know. I was like, where'd you get that?
Get out west. Dang it, man.
Yeah, everybody else. The ideal combination for a rainbow roll. Whenever I get really sick, like whenever I get food poisoning, I just have like a really bad tummy ache. Like it's just like laid in bed.
I think the thing is though, you also have a very weak stomach.
Yeah, I do. I always carry Tums.
Yes, because like it could be anything, and your stomach is hurting for some reason. In
what we like to now call tummy turmoil. Well, the other part of it too is like we've been eating better since the beginning of the year. We've been eating better and we've been eating a lot less. And when you're going to these meals that are either like